My name is Audrey Chen, and at 27 years old, I'm standing in my commercial kitchen staring at evidence of a betrayal I never saw coming. The stainless steel prep tables gleam under LED lights. I installed myself 3 years ago. Everything looks the same. My KitchenAid mixers lined up by size, my collection of vintage whisks hanging from their custom rack, my grandmother's rolling pin mounted on the wall like the sacred object it is. But something feels fundamentally wrong. I set down my pastry bag and culinary torch, fresh off a weekend teaching a masterclass in Seattle. The drive back to Portland took 6 hours through mountain fog, and all I wanted was to prep tomorrow's croissant dough in the familiar quiet of my kitchen. Audrey? Maya's voice cracks from the doorway. My sous chef clutches her tablet like a life raft, eyes red-rimmed. I tried calling you all weekend. My stomach drops before I even know why. What happened? She slides the tablet across my workspace, and I see it. A glossy feature on Pacific Northwest Palate, the region's most prestigious food publication. The headline reads, "Introducing Chloe Chen, Portland's Pastry Prodigy." My younger sister fills the screen, posed confidently in my kitchen. Her manicured hand rests on my marble pastry board, the one I bought with my first catering paycheck 5 years ago. She's wearing the white chef's coat I had custom embroidered with tiny whisk designs. I scroll through photos with numb fingers. There's my signature honeycomb cake with edible flowers, the one I developed over 6 months of failed attempts. My lavender-infused macarons that customers wait weeks to order. My sourdough starter that I've been feeding daily for 4 years. 4 years, presented as Chloe's recent fermentation journey. When did this happen? My voice sounds distant, not quite my own. Thursday afternoon? Maya's hands twist together. Your mom stopped by with that lemon curd she makes. Said she wanted to drop it off since you were in Seattle. Then Chloe showed up 2 hours later with photographers. I fumble for my phone, finding 17 missed calls from Maya during my teaching sessions. I'd kept it silenced during demonstrations, focused on my students learning proper lamination techniques. The article describes Chloe's innovative approach to classic French pastries, while showcasing my carefully curated workspace. They've photographed my recipe, development journal, the leather-bound one where I sketch flavor combinations and technique notes. The caption reads, "Chloe's detailed planning shows her methodical approach to pastry innovation." My hands start shaking. That journal contains 5 years of my creative process, recipes I haven't published yet, techniques I'm still perfecting. Then I see it, the photograph that makes my breath stop entirely. My final project from culinary school, a croquembouche tower, I built using a technique I invented for stabilizing caramel in humid conditions. I'd won the Student Innovation Award for that piece. The caption reads, "Chloe's early work demonstrates her technical mastery." My own sister, my own family, they planned this theft while I was 200 miles away, teaching other people's daughters how to fold butter into dough. "Show me everything," I tell Maya, my voice steadier than my hands. She pulls up Chloe's Instagram on her phone. 89,000 followers. The bio reads, "Pastry artist, Portland. Sustainable baking, DM for custom orders." Sustainable baking? The phrase I coined 3 years ago when I started sourcing from local farms and using my grandmother's zero-waste techniques. I scroll through posts dating back months. There's my black sesame entremet from February, the one. That took me 47 attempts to get the mirror glaze perfect. My sourdough cinnamon rolls with brown butter cream cheese frosting. The matcha opera cake I developed for the Chen family reunion last summer. Every caption sounds exactly like me, creating layers of flavor through patience and precision. Those are my words, written in my business plan when I applied for my first small business loan. "Check the dates," Maya whispers, pointing at a post from 6 months ago. It's my brown butter financiers recipe. I remember the day I perfected it. Maya and I celebrated by eating 6 each while watching the rain through the kitchen windows. The photo in Chloe's post shows my exact presentation. 3 financiers arranged on my grandmother's blue ceramic plate, dusted with powdered sugar, fresh raspberries scattered artfully around them. My phone buzzes. The Morrison Gallery, my biggest wholesale client for their cafe. Miss Chen? The manager's voice is professional but cold. We're reconsidering our contract. We've been approached by your sister directly about providing pastries, and given the feature in Pacific Northwest Palate. That feature is unauthorized, I interrupt, but he's already continuing. She's offered a 20% discount on her rates. We'll be in touch about our final decision. He hangs up before I can respond. My email notification pings 3 potential wedding clients asking if the famous Chloe Chen is available for consultations. Maya's phone buzzes. She reads the message, her face paling. Your mother texted. She wants to know if we're still available for a follow-up photo shoot. Monday morning. Follow-up photo shoot? The words taste like burnt sugar. Maya shows me the text thread between her and my mother.
Chloe
Messages going back to Thursday
portfolio.
afternoon. The afternoon light is best. Don't mention this to Audrey. We want to surprise her. I scroll further back, seeing coordination between my mother and Chloe about which recipes to feature, which equipment to photograph, even which apron I should lend Chloe for the shoot. There's more, Maya says quietly. She opens her email, showing me a message from the photographer. I felt uncomfortable with the situation. Thought you should have these. The attachment contains behind-the-scenes photos. Chloe directing the shoot. My mother rearranging my tools. My father standing in the doorway of my kitchen, watching it all happen. My entire family orchestrated this theft. Not opportunistic, calculated. I pull up my security camera app with trembling fingers. The footage shows 3 hours of Chloe demonstrating her techniques. To photographers, using my equipment, in my space, claiming my life's work as her own. I don't sleep that night. Instead, I sit at my apartment kitchen table with my laptop, methodically documenting everything. My culinary school portfolio, every recipe, every photograph, every instructor's note, my business license and health permits with my name only, my lease agreement for the commercial kitchen, 5 years of invoices, client contracts, and vendor relationships. By dawn, I have 93 pages of evidence proving ownership of every recipe, technique and design Chloe claimed as hers. Maya arrives at 6 with coffee and determination. I called my cousin. She's an intellectual property attorney. I can't afford. She'll consult for free. She's seen the article. She's pissed. By 9 a.m., I'm sitting across from Rebecca Liu in her downtown office, spreading my documentation across her mahogany desk. This is extensive, Rebecca says, scanning through pages. Recipe development notes with dates, photographs of your creative process, testimony from suppliers about your long-term relationships. She looks up, her expression hardening. This is theft of intellectual property. Potentially fraud if she's securing contracts under false pretenses. What can we do? Everything. Rebecca pulls out a legal pad. Cease and desist to your sister in the magazine. Copyright claims on all social media content. Documentation of financial damages from lost clients. We can also pursue defamation. She's essentially claiming credit for your professional reputation. My phone rings. The Riverside Hotel, where I've provided desserts for their restaurant for 2 years. I need to take this, I tell Rebecca, stepping into the hallway. Miss Chen, this is David Park from Riverside. I'm calling about our contract renewal. His voice carries an edge I've never heard before. We've received quite a few inquiries about whether we're working with you or your sister. Given the confusion in the marketplace, we're going to pause our contract while this sorts itself out. I end the call and lean against the corridor wall, fighting tears. 5 years of building trust, of perfecting recipes, of showing up at 4 a.m. to ensure fresh pastries, all crumbling because Chloe wanted credit without work. Back in Rebecca's office, I make a decision. File everything. Cease and desist, copyright claims, all of it. She doesn't get to steal my life. Within hours, Rebecca sends formal legal notices. The magazine pulls the article offline with a notice. Content under review pending ownership verification. Chloe's Instagram. Posts start disappearing one by one as our copyright claims are processed. I watch her carefully curated feed dissolve. My black sesame entremet, gone. My sourdough cinnamon rolls, removed. The matcha opera cake, deleted. My phone buzzes with a call from my mother. I silence it. Another call from my father. Silence. A text from Chloe. We need to talk. This is getting out of hand. Out of hand? She stole 5 years of my work and I'm the one making things difficult? That evening, Maya and I change all the locks on the commercial kitchen. I authorize her as the only person besides me with access. What's next? She asks, testing the new deadbolt. I look around my kitchen, my equipment, my recipes, my space. Now I fight back. The next morning, I arrive at my kitchen to find my parents' car in the parking lot. They're waiting by the door, my mother clutching a covered dish. Audrey, honey. She holds up the dish as I approach. I brought your favorite almond cookies. We need to talk about this misunderstanding. I unlock the door without responding, holding it open just long enough for them to follow me inside. The new locks click decisively when I close it behind us. Misunderstanding? I set down my bag and face them. That's an interesting word for theft. My father shifts uncomfortably, his eyes not quite meeting mine. Your mother and I just wanted to help Chloe launch her career. You've been so successful. I built this. My voice cuts through his explanation. I worked 3 jobs through culinary school. I slept in my car, some nights because I couldn't afford both rent and ingredients for recipe testing. Where were you then? We offered to help, my mother protests. You refused. You offered to loan me money at 8% interest, I correct her. And told me pastry wasn't a real career worth investing in. She sets down the cookies, her expression shifting to that wounded look she weaponizes so effectively. That's not fair. We've always been proud of you. I pull out my phone, opening the security footage. Thursday afternoon. You brought lemon curd as an excuse to confirm I'd be gone. 2 hours later, Chloe arrived with photographers. Dad stood in that doorway. I point to the exact spot and watched her claim my work as hers. My father's face reddens. We thought you'd be happy for your sister's opportunity. Opportunity? The word feels like broken glass in my mouth. She hasn't trained. She can't laminate dough. She doesn't know the difference between Swiss and Italian meringue. But she's taking credit for 5 years of my work. The article gave you publicity too, my mother tries. The Chen sisters. Get out. I keep my voice level despite the fury building in my chest. Both of you. My attorney will handle any future communication. Attorney? My mother's hand flutters to her throat. Over a magazine article? Family handles things privately. You forfeited that option? When you planned commercial photography, in my workspace without permission, I hold open the door. Leave now. After they go, I sink onto my prep stool, hands shaking. Maya emerges from the back office where she'd been giving me space. That took guts, she says quietly. My phone buzzes. A text from my former culinary school professor. Saw what happened. I have all your original project files and evaluations. Whatever you need. Then another from the farmer who supplies my eggs. Been working with you for 3 years. Happy to provide written testimony about our relationship. A third from my sourdough supplier. Your sister contacted me claiming to be you. I told her we only work with Audrey Chen. Need anything else? My network, the real one I built through years of showing up, delivering quality, treating people with respect, is mobilizing. Within 48 hours of filing legal claims, the tide shifts dramatically. Chloe's Instagram account gets suspended entirely after our copyright claims prove she violated terms of service by posting others' work as her own. Her carefully built 89,000 followers vanish overnight. Pacific Northwest Palate issues a formal retraction. We regret publishing inaccurate attribution in our recent feature. The work shown belongs to Audrey Chen of Blackbird Bakery. We apologize for this error. But the damage to my business continues. 3 more clients cancel contracts, citing confusion about who actually runs the operation. My monthly revenue drops by 40%. Rebecca, my attorney, reviews the financial documentation. We have grounds for a lawsuit seeking damages. Lost income, reputational harm, emotional distress. How long would that take? 18 months minimum. Possibly years. She sees my expression and adds gently, and it would tie you to this situation. To them, for all that time. That night, I sit in my empty kitchen after hours, surrounded by equipment I can't afford to replace if my business fails. The marble pastry board. The vintage Hobart mixer I found at an estate sale. My grandmother's rolling pin? I think about my parents' wounded expressions when I asked them to leave. About Chloe's text messages that have progressed from defensive to desperate. About the cousins and aunts who've called, asking me to just forgive and move forward. None of them understand that forgiveness without accountability is just enabling. Maya finds me there at midnight, reviewing lease agreements for commercial kitchens in other cities. "You're thinking about leaving," she says, not a question. 3 states away, I could start fresh. No family drama. No confused clients. Just my work. Or, Maya sits across from me, you could stay and fight. Show everyone that you're the real deal. That quality speaks louder than stolen publicity. I'm hemorrhaging clients, Maya. 6 months of this and I'll be bankrupt. She slides her phone toward me. Check your email. My inbox shows 42 new messages. Custom cake inquiries, wedding consultations, corporate event requests. The subject lines mention the retraction article, the public statement I posted explaining the situation, the documentation I shared showing my creative process. People respect the truth, Maya says, especially when you have receipts to back it up. By the end of the week, I've booked enough new clients to replace the lost revenue. Smaller orders, more individuals than institutions, but people who specifically want my work, who understand the difference between creation and theft. A local food writer contacts me about a feature on intellectual property, theft in the culinary world. A podcast wants to interview me about protecting creative work. The culinary school asks me to speak about building authentic brands. Chloe tries calling one last time. I don't answer. My parents send a long email about family loyalty and forgiveness. I archive it without reading to the end. Some bridges aren't worth rebuilding, especially when they were built on quicksand. 2 months after the theft, I make a decision that surprises even Maya. San Diego? She stares at the commercial kitchen lease I'm reviewing. You're really leaving? Not running away, I correct her. Moving towards something better. The space is perfect. A renovated warehouse in North Park with soaring ceilings, twice the square footage of my current kitchen, and a small retail storefront attached. The neighborhood is full of independent businesses, creative professionals who understand the value of authentic work. The rent is what I'm paying here, but I get 3 times the space. I pull up photos on my laptop. Room for classes, private events, recipe development. Everything I've been planning but couldn't execute in Portland. Maya's eyes fill with tears. Are you taking me with you? If you want to come. Same salary, plus equity when we're established. We're not rebuilding what I had. We're creating something better. Within 6 weeks, I've packed up my Portland kitchen. Equipment gets loaded into a rented truck. My grandmother's rolling pin rides in my passenger seat, wrapped carefully in the same towel she used to protect it. The day before I leave, my mother shows up one final time. You're really doing this? She stands in the empty kitchen, looking smaller somehow. Leaving your family over a misunderstanding? You keep using that word. I continue wrapping my last mixer in bubble wrap. Theft isn't a misunderstanding. Conspiracy isn't an accident. You chose Chloe over me. I'm choosing myself. She's your sister. Who stole 5 years of my work? I face her directly. Who took credit for recipes I developed? Who cost me clients and income and sleep? And you helped her do it. My mother's composure cracks. We didn't think you'd react this way. We thought you'd be happy to help her. Help her? The bubble wrap crinkles in my grip. By erasing me? By letting her claim she created techniques I invented? By standing silent while she built a following on my work? You're being selfish. The accusation that once would have made me doubt myself now just confirms. I'm making the right decision. I'm being self-preserving. There's a difference. After she leaves, I take one last walk through my empty kitchen. 5 years of early mornings, of experimentation, of building something from nothing. These walls held my failures and successes, my frustration and joy. But they also held the moment my family proved they valued image over integrity, Chloe's success over my well-being. Maya arrives with coffee and road trip snacks. Ready? I lock the door for the final time, posting my new business card in the window. Blackbird Bakery relocating to San Diego. Follow our journey, odd Blackbird Bakeries D. The dryee takes 18 hours. We take turns behind the wheel. listening to podcasts about entrepreneurship and eating gas station snacks we'd never serve customers. Somewhere south of Sacramento, as dawn breaks over mountains, I feel the tight knot in my chest finally loosen. I'm not running from my family. I'm running toward myself. San Diego welcomes me with perpetual sunshine and a community of makers who respect craft over connections. My new kitchen space sparkles under California light, stainless steel gleaming. Equipment arranged exactly how I need it. My grandmother's rolling pin mounted on the wall in a place of honor. Maya and I spend 3 weeks setting up, testing recipes in the new altitude and humidity, adjusting techniques for West Coast ingredients. We hire 2 local bakers, Jordan and Priya, who bring their own expertise and enthusiasm. This feels different, Maya observes one morning as we prep for our soft opening. Lighter somehow. She's right. Without the weight of family expectations and betrayals, I create with a freedom I'd forgotten existed. Our soft opening brings 75 people through the door. Neighbors, local business owners, food writers curious about the baker who relocated from Portland. I don't hide my story when asked. I'm honest about why I moved, about protecting my work, about choosing peace over proximity to people who don't respect boundaries. The honesty resonates. A food blogger writes about the courage it takes to start over. A local magazine features us in their Businesses Built on Integrity series. Wedding planners begin calling. 3 months in, I receive an email from Bon Appetit. They want to feature my sourdough cinnamon rolls in their holiday issue. My actual recipe with my name, with photos of me creating them in my new kitchen. I accept. The day of the photo shoot, I wear the white chef's coat I had made in San Diego. This one embroidered with a small blackbird on the chest. My coat, my kitchen, my work, my name. The photographer, a woman named Keiko, positions lights around my workspace. I heard about what happened in Portland, she says carefully. That took guts starting over. Staying would have taken more guts than I had, I admit. Sometimes the bravest thing is walking away. That evening, my phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number. This is Chloe. I enrolled in culinary school. Starting from scratch. I'm sorry for what I did. I stare at the message for a long moment before setting down my phone without responding. Some apologies come too late, or cost too much to accept. Maya notices. Your sister? My past, I correct her. I'm focused on my future now. The Bon Appetit feature publishes 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. My phone explodes with order requests, 40 holiday cake orders in one day. 3 restaurants want to carry my pastries. A cooking school invites me to teach a masterclass. But the moment I'm proudest of comes that evening, when Jordan and Priya present me with a framed photo of our team in our new kitchen, all of us laughing, covered in flour, holding the day's production of perfect croissants. To the family we choose, Priya says, raising her coffee cup. I raise mine in return, surrounded by people who earned their place in my life through respect, not biology. This is what success actually looks like, not magazine features or social media followers, but work I'm proud of, people I trust, and space I created on my own terms. The end.